9 a.m., Tuesday, September 4th. The meeting will come to order. This is the regular agenda for the meeting of the Board of Fire Commissioners. It is Tuesday, September 4th at 9 a.m. Please call the roll.
Let the record reflect Commissioners Glazier, Hata, Nimberg, Woodsgray are present, and we have a quorum. Vice President Glazier.
Very good. Flag salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of silence to honor past and present members of the Los Angeles Fire Department who have devoted their lives to the protection of our community. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody. Commissioner comments.
So Commissioner Woodsgray and I attended the CERT graduation at 82 Annex with Chief Hogan, and the neighborhood council president was also there, and council member Mitchell Farrell was also in attendance, and it was a really great event.
Mm-hmm. It was really very good. Yeah, I concur with Commissioner Hara. It was a very nice event. I was very pleased to be there because it was also initiated by the neighborhood councils, for which I had helped to certify many years ago. So it's great to see that it's continuing and doing good work. They had a great turn. It was a good group of people, all ages, many ethnic groups, so they had many languages that could be used during a crisis, which was really good. And it was just a good turnout, and had great food. So we thank Chief Hogan for the invitation, to visit with the West Bureau people. That was very good. I also attended Nura Martinez's Women's Equality Day event, and I did see the chief there, and that was really good because Maxine Waters was the future. It was a conversation with Maxine Waters. So, you know, Congresswoman Maxine Waters has much experience, and she shared it openly, and it was very good. Well attended. I liked that event in particular because there were a lot of young people there. And, you know, the younger people were getting the experience from listening to her. And they even got up and asked questions. So that was really good to see young women getting involved, especially wanting to be civically involved, which is something that we really could use. And then yesterday, I went to the Labor Day rally that's held by many unions, starts in Wilmington with the longshoremen, but many unions were represented there, and I got to enjoy hot dogs that were cooked by our UFLAC firefighters. So that was good. They had a good number. Again, we had all age groups there cooking hot dogs. It was really great. So they grilled hot dogs for, I think it's probably at least 1,000 people there, because there was many more people than I normally see there. And that was very good. I don't know if there were a lot of booths there, so we have to look at booths next time, because they have that many booths. It was just tons of people. And the children and the families come. It's all free. So, you know, you just eat as many chips and hot dogs as you want. So chips, sodas, water, and hot dogs. You can't beat that. But that was the labor family coming together to celebrate all of the good things that labor unions have brought to this country for the workers, and have improved the working conditions in many ways. And we really appreciate those people on whose shoulders we stand, because, you know, the 8-hour day and Social Security and overtime pay and so many things that we get.
The weekend.
The weekend, not having, if you work weekends, you get extra pay, right? So there are a lot of things that the labor unions have done for us that we really do appreciate in every sector, whether it be private, public, or whatever. It has helped to help them. And then I dropped by Fire Station 64, but you know, it would be my luck that no one was there. Only the ambulance drivers, too. All the trucks, vehicles, the fire, we were all out. So that was good. They were doing the work So that was very good. So I'll have to drop back by there again and visit with them. Haven't been in the neighborhood, and I just thought, well, I'll just wheel by the station, but nobody was there. So it's a very nice station. It's the first time I ever went in the front door as opposed to going from the back end, in. So it's a nice station, and it's like a monument in the neighborhood because the neighborhood. But it's good to have that station there. So all in all, I stay busy. Thank you.
Dr. Hara, Commissioner Nimberg? No. All right. Not too much report on my end, but I did have a nice dinner at Fire Station 108. It is a lovely spot up there. Okay. Why don't we move ahead to reports of the fire chief?
I'll be real brief. I only had one event. I did meet with the Admiral of the 3rd Fleet last week through the Fleet Week festivities. I got to board his ship and meet his sailors, especially his onboard firefighting team. I learned a lot about how the Navy puts out fires, and have a lot of admiration and respect for the work that they do. I shared with him our desire to hire as many veterans as possible, and there's a lot of young people there that were looking to get out of the Navy pretty soon, very interested in our department. So that was a great opportunity for me. And then all weekend in San Pedro, as you know, I live in San Pedro. There was hundreds of thousands of people cumulatively over each day attending all the festivities. Culminated Saturday night with a concert of the Beach Boys. So it was a nice concert. I did not attend, but Chief Villanueva was there to make sure everything went smoothly. And
That's why he was there?
You never know. You never know. He's always on. When he's there, he's in charge. That concludes my report.
Very good. All right, we'll have significant incidents now verbal report.
Commissioners, Chief Terrazas, Ms. Radfish, ICLA, good morning. My name is Phil Fligg. I'm the Deputy Chief in charge of Operations Central Bureau, and my purpose here today is to share with you incident review of a major emergency structure fire that occurred on Wednesday, August 22nd of this year, just after 5 o'clock in the morning. On that morning, Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a reported structure fire at 1316 South Margot Street in Fire Station 10's first in. It's actually 2 doors down from Fire Station 10. First arriving resources found a 1-story 50 by 200 commercial garment manufacturing and storage building with smoke showing. Initial companies began an aggressive offensive attack on the alpha side in coordination with vertical ventilation. Fire tech companies encountered copious amounts of heavy baled and palletized clothing, along with a significant amount of cardboard shipping boxes, which fueled the fire that originated in the mezzanine area of the structure. The first arriving battalion commander rapidly developed a situational awareness and evaluated the incident's operational risk management profile. And due to the amount of fire load and to the fire production that was incurring, the incident commander quickly transitioned to a defensive attack on that fire to provide for an optimum strategy and maximize safety to firefighters battling the blaze. Additional resources were requested as rapidly escalated this incident to a major emergency structure fire, and at its height, we had 160 firefighters on scene and paramedics that were battling the pre-dawn blaze. Firefighters did manage to protect the Bravo and the Delta exposures, preventing fire spread from going into those structures, and the fire was extinguished in 2 hours and 30 minutes with no firefighter injuries or civilian injuries. Firefighters managed to also perform effective salvage operations, saving the business's computers, office electronics, and paper files, whatever those are. So they did a good job of doing that. Finally, the fire cause determination was determined to be accidental electrical, and the estimated cost is being tabulated at this point. Do you have any questions for me at all? Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll take Medical Director.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Mark Eckstein, Medical Director. Significant EMS incidents since the last meeting. 2 tragic incidents and 2 great saves. The tragic incidents on August 27th in the harbor, I believe 36 was first in. There was a car driving high speed, lost control, hit a I-beam near a railroad track, resulting in the death of a 10-year-old male who was sadly pronounced deceased on scene. 1 8-year-old male, extremely critical condition, transported to a pediatric trauma center, and the adult male driver transported in stable condition. Cause is yet to be determined. Yesterday afternoon, there was extensive media coverage of a light plane crash at Whitman Airport, a Cessna plane. Apparently, there was reportedly a 60-year-old male flight instructor flying with a 13-year-old male, reportedly received flight instructions for his birthday as per initial reports. Unclear who was piloting the plane, but it experienced a flight emergency upon taking off from Whitman Airport. The plane lost control, struck a hangar, and then subsequently nosedived into the tarmac. The 60-year-old male flight instructor was in traumatic cardiac arrest upon arrival. Of note, the LA County Fire Department Air Operations medics were stationed there at that hangar and were first responders on scene, were able to put out the fire with dry chemicals, fire extinguishers, and then followed by Task Force 98 and other Battalion 12 resources. The 60-year-old male flight instructor was transported to Holy Cross Medical Center, where he was subsequently pronounced deceased. The 13-year-old male was critical condition, extricated from the wreckage, transported to Northridge Pediatric Trauma Center, and is expected to survive. Two positive incidents of note. On August 27th, Engine and Rescue 34 did an outstanding job responding to a 51-year-old male who was found apneic and pulseless in the front seat of his vehicle. Bystanders were doing compression-only CPR as per directions of our dispatchers at MFC using the tiered dispatch system protocols. Patient received both advanced and basic life support following the bystander CPR. Return of spontaneous circulation was achieved, and the patient was actually breathing on his own upon arrival at Cedars-Sinai as the nearest STEMI receiving center. On August 28th, Engine and Rescue 77 were involved in an outstanding save as well, involving a young 30-year-old male who was being driven to the hospital by his wife, experiencing shortness of breath, subsequently went into cardiac arrest. She called 911. Again, the dispatchers did a great job in rapidly processing the call, providing dispatcher-assisted CPR instructions to the patient's wife. Engine and Rescue 77 took over, provided advanced and basic life support, also regaining pulses on this 30-year-old male who also was breathing on his own upon arrival at the STEMI Receiving Center. These are just two outstanding examples of great saves due to a very strong chain of survival, all started with our dispatch system and followed by expert care by our members in the field. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have no presentations today, so we will move to the consent agenda item, and I will entertain a motion to adopt the recommendations for items 4A and B.
So moved.
A second? Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Items pass. Moving to the regular agenda item, report by the independent assessor on the supplemental audit of the Los Angeles Fire Department discipline settlement agreements. Ms.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sue Stengel, independent assessor. You have for your consideration a supplemental audit of fire department discipline settlement agreements July 2017 to March 2018. On May 15th, I presented an audit of department settlement agreements. Subsequently, it was discovered that the department had not provided the Office of the Independent Assessor with all the settlement agreements relevant to that audit. Although 2 agreements were discovered, only 1 was executed during the time period captured by the original audit. We reviewed the outstanding settlement agreement, and the analysis is presented in this supplemental audit. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, looks like it's more the same what we've seen before, so thank you for your additional diligence on this.
You're welcome.
All right. Late breaking public comment. Hold on. All right, and if there's no questions, we'll move to public comment. No questions. Thank you. And we have a public comment from Freddie Escobar, representing UFLAC as the second VP.
Good morning, Chief Terrazas, Vice President Glazier, and Honorable Commissioners. Freddie Escobar, and I proudly serve as Second Vice President of the United Firefighters of Los Angeles City. representing 3,300 firefighters, paramedics, inspectors, and dispatchers with the Los Angeles Fire Department. I'm here to speak about the 2018 legal opinion by City Attorney Mike Fuhrer as it relates to the role of the Office of the Independent Assessor and the access and use of the LAFD personnel files. UFLAC sent a letter to the Commission Friday that requests a copy of the 2018 legal opinion that was obtained by the Los Angeles Times and referenced in the 2018 August 21st article entitled Fire Commission Moves to Give In-House Watchdog Unfettered Access to Disciplinary Files. UFLAC never received this confidential report by the City Attorney and feels that any legal opinion that affects our membership, UFLAC should not learn about from the media. Instead, we'd like to understand the shift in opinion from the 2009 legal opinion by the Office of City Attorney related to this topic. Our mission at UFLAC is to protect and uphold the rights of fellow Los Angeles City firefighters who have taken the oath to preserve and provide public safety services to our community. We are committed to the protection of our members and hope that we can continue to find ways to provide the adequate balance between these protections and transparency. We look forward to continued conversations. Thank you, Chief Terrazas and Commissioners, for your time.
Thank you. Yes, and just to clarify, it was my mistake. That was meant to be in the public comment period, not on the item. So your comments still stand on the record, but I failed to have the vote on the previous item before, so we got to go ahead and vote on that. So if I could entertain a motion to adopt the recommendation for item 5A.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, and so that is 5A, public comment. We took a little bit out of order. Thank you. And otherwise, we have nothing else on the agenda, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Wait.
You have to move it.
I moved to adjourn.
And we have a second. You can't second yourself.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. And we are mercifully adjourned.